કેમ છો મજામાં મજામાં.
So the first trade we gave yesterday was NAS short trade. It was a sell trade from 12,047 levels. Let's see how it went up. 12,047 levels. That is what we gave yesterday. So these were the levels we shorted from 12,047. Yeah, somewhere these zones. And you can see our stop losses were placed at 12,069. First stop loss was at 12,069. Somewhere below these levels. If I had to show you in, let me show you it in 1 minute. Basically, this was the trade given. This was the trade with 12,069 as stop loss here. We hit a clear stop loss here. In the first trade, we hit a stop loss, and in second trade, we triggered at 12,099, 12,100, and the stop loss was 12,123. Again here, 12,099, 12,099 was our second trade, and 12,123 was our stop loss. Basically, I gave very tight stop losses, or else if I have given a bit of more breathing space, this would have been a great trade. But as I have mentioned in the chart here, it's a very small stop loss. I don't know why I gave this small, but still, if I would have given a bit of breathing space of, like, at least 100 points, then it would have been a great trade. So I consider these two as stop losses, around 200 points stop, 200 pips stop loss. This was the first trade. So the second trade that I gave was of GBP JPY. Let's see what happened with that. So basically, this was the trade, and you can see the bad thing I did here was I gave a counter directional trade. You can see clearly it is in uptrend, and it was London opening. And you know how GBP pairs react when London opens. So I gave a counter trade, contra trade, what we call. So it ended up pretty badly for me. And this was the trade given in the later parts. We saw some good moves in this. So I captured around, let me see, these many pips, around 26 pips here. After that, I exited. So this was my exit point here. So this was a good trade. We actually hit targets here. If you see in a smaller time frame, pretty good trades, not gonna lie. We exited somewhere here. After that, it came to a stop loss. We exited somewhere here in these zones. So this was the second trade. First trade, we hit clear stop loss within 5 minutes of the entry. So this was GBP JPY. Before that, we also saw a very good move in GBP JPY. At least 1:1 was given. So this was the move, first move. It went in for, like, let's say 57 pips. After that, it went to the stop loss. This, anyone who usually books partially at 1:1, 1:2 would have made a good profit and would have exited at cost to cost here. So this was the second trade. So I'm making sure that I don't give, like, too greedy targets from next time, and I don't keep very tight stop losses from the next time. So this was the second trade, GBP JPY. Two trades, 57 pips here, but I'll consider this as stop loss. Still, because the target given was not hit, so I'll consider this as stop loss. And this was 57 pips. This was not shared in the group. This was my personal trade. So this was the second trade. Let's see the third one. Third one was just a setup, GBP USD. We were waiting for the breakout here as it was creating a symmetrical triangle. Let's see what happened with that. GBP USD, and it was in day time frame. You can see that symmetrical triangle has been broken today, and this move has given 120 pips already. So it's a very good setup. I didn't trade today, so I did not focus on this, or else I would have given a sell trade here today. I didn't share many setups today. So this was the trade, 120 pips move. This was a good trade. Okay. So this was the third trade. Next one was Australian dollar against US dollar, AUD USD. Let's see what happened with that. On our time frame, AUD USD. Yeah. So we basically had our buy here. At this point, we were expecting the same order block triggering. We actually had our setups here, targeting these levels with the loss of 1%. It was a 1:5 trade, again a stop loss in this. So AUD USD also went to the stop loss. It's been a while since we had these many stop loss. And then was GBP CAD. Let's see what happened with GBP CAD. Yeah, these were the trades. It's still running. It's still it got triggered today, and let's see what happens tomorrow. It's a running trade, GBP CAD. And this is Euro NZD. So this is the trade. Again, I have to give a very I have to leave some breathing space for these stop losses. I mean, I give it very tight, so this come and hit it. But before hitting, you can see it triggered our entry. I'll show you. It triggered our entry and it gave a very good downside move, which we captured. It gave 85 pip move. Even if we exited here, which should have been my target, if you if I start giving signals like everybody else, like with 1:1, 1:2, 1:3 as targets, target 1, target 2, target 3, so I would have kept my target 1 easily at these levels, target 2 easily at these levels, and my final target somewhere around these levels. So this would have been the trade. It is a 1:5 trade. You would have easily got how many? 1:2.54. So this is Euro NZD, again a 85 pip move. So this was the trade. The next one shared was let me zoom in. Swiss franc. Which trade was it? Let me check in the charts itself. It's a Swiss franc, that is for sure. Not AUD, NGD, not NGD, USD CHF. Yes, it's USD CHF. Basically, we gave a sell here, but instead of going back to the sell, oh no, it's not even. I think it's Euro CHF. Yep, it's Euro CHF. Sorry, my mistake. But see, it went in our direction as we expected, but it did not trigger our entry. So unfortunately, we did not capture this trade. Or else it would have been a great trade, a great move it gave. Basically, it gave our targets. So bad luck. The next trade that we gave was NGD CAD. Let's see what happened with NGD CAD. There it is. Again, triggered. It did not come and give us the small trade that we were expecting at these points. Did not give us that. But it triggered our entry and it's currently in negative. So this is NGD CAD. After that, NGD CAD again, that same thing. NGD USD. Let's see what happened with NGD USD. See, it was a very beautiful trade. We captured some good moves here. We captured, let's say, this was given last week actually. We captured 180 pips here in the last week's swing trade. And this week's buy trade, we have actually triggered the buy entry. And currently it's at cost to cost. So this is NGD USD. So it's one more good trade. You can see we had a small sell back again here at these levels. We were expecting it to come here to these levels and trigger it back. So in smaller time frame, we were expecting a sell from these levels and it fell again. So I deleted that particular trade, but you can see the picture how it went. The next trade that we gave was dollar JPY. Let's see what happened with dollar JPY. So we have triggered our sell entry and also the stop loss. Again, I should leave some breathing room, and this is bad. Very bad stop loss placing yesterday I did. So again, what if you consider this order block, let it break some structures here. Once it breaks some structures, I'll again give a trade here. Let's see what happens with it. But before that, we also had a sell trade or buy trade here. Yeah, you can see in this trend line, time frame is it in? It's in 5 minutes. Yeah, so this was the trend line. Yep, this was our entry. These levels were our entry, which we clearly miss. Okay, again, a trade which did not trigger our entry but went in our direction. USD JPY, this is it. The next trade that we gave was USD CAD. Again, we are repeating it in a intraday time frame. USD CAD. Let's see what happened with USD CAD yesterday. So this was the trade that I gave, which again hit our stop loss. But before hitting our stop loss, you can see it triggered our entry and it came down 15 pips, very close to my target. Very close to my target. But we missed in just what, 1 to 2 pips. So I'll consider this as a win instead of a loss. So just missing it by 1 to 2 pips is a win. I'll trade it to my target to cost, trail my stop loss to cost, and I'll exit with cost to cost here. So I won't be considering this as a loss. This is USD CAD. Next one is Euro AUD. Euro AUD. Yes. See, 1 hour time frame. Where did we enter? The entry time frame is it in? I gave it in 3 minutes. So here we are. Okay. So this was the entry. You can see it triggered our buy entry but went towards the stop loss. So we hit stop loss here. Euro AUD hitting stop loss. Gold against dollar. This was the best trade of yesterday. We clearly entered around 1829, 1830, and we captured a very big move. This was the best trade, which, like, recovered all our losses yesterday. So this was the trade. I'll show you. See, 38 zones entered. This was where I gave my entry. And you can see the stop loss was at above 50 level. And we captured a very good move. 1813, 1816 was my target, the previous swing low. So we captured a good move here. I made around, in one account, I made around $4,500 in this one trade. So that recovered almost every loss that I occurred in every other trade. So this is how risk reward works. And euro US dollars. So this was also one very good trade yesterday that we captured. I'll show you. This was the trade, and this was our target. After that, we planned a buy, but again, this was consolidating, so we did not share it again in the group. So this was a very bold move by euro USD. Let's see how much we have. We are in green. We are already 150 pips in green, and to hit our target, we need 34 more pips. So let's see what happens with it. This was one more good trade. Okay, again, so this was Australian dollar against US dollar. So I'll tell you clearly, this we hit target, this we hit target, and this one, let's see what happened. AUD USD. Oh, I have removed the drawings, pardon me. It was in 15 minutes, so let's see it in 15 minutes. So yeah, this was the breakout. You can clearly see this is where we placed our entries, and this is where we kept our targets. Stop loss, and you can see we entered at the bottom of this again. Here, our entry was somewhere around here, which you can see clearly we hit stop loss. The stop loss was somewhere here, and we hit stop loss in one trade and target in one trade. And also we hit target in this bigger one trade. So AUD USD, 2 targets, 1 stop loss. The next trade that I gave was Bank Nifty, which we clearly hit stop loss due to gap down. So this was a very pathetic trade. And after that, USD JPY, you can see that I gave a sell in 1 hour time frame. Let's see what happened with that. USD JPY. This is the trade which is running currently. No. I think we hit stop loss here. Yes, we did hit stop loss. See in 1 hour. The stop loss was very small and we hit stop loss here. So this was the trade I explained previously again. So this was USD JPY. Then the blunderous trade, NAS. 7 o'clock trade. Let's see what happened with it. Yesterday at 7 o'clock. So this was the trade. Time frame was it in 15 minutes. US 100 cash. Yeah, this was the trade. We saw some good breakouts. Yeah, this was the breakout. And after that, we had the same high target as target. Oh no, 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 no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This was the breakout, which we clearly hit stop loss. If you can see, this was an order trade. We actually had given our entry somewhere here and stop loss here, which we clearly hit stop loss in. Nas, one we hit target, one we hit stop loss, and another one we hit stop loss again. So this is Nas, second stop loss. Then USD JPY again, the same trade. Why is it coming back again? Gold spot against dollar. This was to sell at 1823. Let's see if we did trigger it at 730. Yesterday at 730 is what we are trying to see. So this was it. It went, see, you can see it yourself. It went, it triggered our entry and it went to our target. After 730, this was the trade. And this was somewhat our target. Good. One more profitable trade. Again, this what we regretted, like no, not sharing. So this was not a trade that we gave. Gold spot, we expected a buyback, which we clearly hit stop loss here. This is one stop loss trade. And Euro USD, I gave a sell. And let me tell you, we hit a very good target here. So this was a trade that I gave based on a new strategy that I'm trying to work on. Let's see if that's if I get a very good success rate in this. If I get, I'll share this with you. But this was the trade given and we hit targets here in this trade. After this, this was the trade given, but I expected gold's move from 1813. That was for sure. But like while I gave my entry, I gave entry from 1806 just to be sure. I don't want your stop losses to be triggered, and I didn't want it, like for your targets to miss just because gold just gave a bigger move. So I'll show you why I was bullish on gold from these levels. For that, we have to go to weekly time frame, and once we go to weekly time frame, you can see that every time gold gave a swing upper side on a weekly time frame, it was from this particular support. Okay, this trend line acting as support, and once we touch this slightly, and also you can see an upside trend line coming down, and it was also acting as a confluence zone. So this is a very important zone for gold. That is why we saw this spike, but unfortunately for it to handle this was a bigger supply. So this supply is very strong. I don't know who's selling, but considering the amount in which he is selling, this is very strong. So we can expect some bullish moves once it enters these zones back again, 1806, from where I have particularly given you the trade. So let's see if it comes back to these levels, and once it touches, I expect it to bounce and break this trend line. So we can expect these levels back, 1877 and 1900 levels. So gold has been choppy for a long time when it comes to a bigger time frame view. So let's see what happens after this Russian war thing. It has been choppy. So this is gold. So as I have shared this setup, let's see what happens in that. So this is the results of the signals. I'll show you the PDF. Okay, this is the PDF, and here this is the Excel data of the signals. 7 to 8 more signals haven't been added, which have given us good trades. For example, yesterday's gold trade, sell trade 170, it has been added, and yesterday's NAS sell trade has not been added here. Gold buy trade has not been added. So we lost around somewhere around 30 pips overall. So that's a good loss to take. I'm not saying it's very big, or I'm not saying it's very small. It's a fair loss that we all can afford. Let's see from tomorrow in the second half of the week if we can recover this 30 pips and can cover more in the coming days. So if you have any questions, you can ask me now.